What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing my 2016 wrap-up. And I know what you're thinking. Mahela, it's February. You should have done your wrap-up a long time ago, back in January maybe. And to you I say, you're right. Honestly though, it's just time got away from me. I wanted to do it, so I decided, you know what? Forget that it's February. Pretend for just this one video that it's January 1st. And I'm right on time like I should have been for the sake of pretending and to make me feel better. I knew I could count on you guys. Also, I have a special guest today. Are you going to take other people's attention away from me? Yes? Okay. He's just going to be running around behind me on my bed, so if you see him hopping around behind me like that, ignore him if you can. But I bet you can't, because he's so darn cute, right? Alright, well let's just get right into the books I read in 2016. That's what it was. Brain fart. So the first book series that I read in 2016 was the Throne of Glass series. The sun is really bad right now. Like, usually the sun is pretty good, but right now it's bad. Sorry. I read the Throne of Glass series first in 2016. I really enjoyed it. I just haven't got around to reading Queen of Shadows. I think that's what the next one is. My brain today's not very good. I didn't drink my coffee this morning. I'm gonna blame it on that. Next, I read The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I watched the movie before I read it, so I kind of wish I wouldn't have. And I haven't read Scourge Trials or The Death Cure either. I might. I'm not gonna rule it out or anything. It wasn't my favorite book. I definitely enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite. After that, I picked up The Giver. It's a classic. It's a classic for a reason. I did like it. It wasn't like my favorite book, but I can understand why so many people enjoy it. It was very, very good. I think I went through a classic phase because the next book that I read is The Great Gatsby. There's just so much sun. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And this one was very good too. Sad, but very good. I really enjoyed it. I really did. And the movie is great. The next book that I picked up is Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. Sorry. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I love dystopian novels. I just feel like there's a lot of them going around right now, so I tend to read a few of them a year. I don't read a lot of them a year, though, because I like to space them out, so I don't feel like I'm reading the same book over and over again. But this was my YA dystopian novel of the 2016 year, and I really enjoyed it. It was interesting how she got kicked out of her society. It was an interesting book, and I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to read the next one. I'm just procrastinating for some reason. I don't know why, because I really liked it. Who knows why? I don't know why I do things. The next thing that I read in 2016 is actually a book series, and my goodness, I cannot say enough good things about this book series. It is amazing. Ruby Red, Sapphire Blue, and Emerald Green by Kristen Gear. This book series, oh my goodness, it was so good. I think I read all 3 books in I think 2 weeks this summer. It was just so good. We were on a road trip actually, me and my mom. And I just decided, I was like, Mom, you're gonna read this book and you're gonna like it. I promise. So I put on the audiobook in the car and I ended up falling asleep. And I woke up and she's like, oh my god, this book is so good. And she read the other 2 books too and she ended up loving them. The point that we learned here is that your daughter has really good taste in books and you should listen to her more often, right? Yes. The next book series that I read does it have an actual name or is it just the book titles? That's what I'm wondering. If it does, comment it down below so that I know. But it was Alive and a Light. And Alone is coming out next month, I believe, and I'm so excited because I really enjoyed these books. This one, it took a while for me to get into it, but once I did, I was really into it. I really liked it. I really did. This one, though, the first page had me hooked. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? Oh my goodness! And it was a page turner, it really was. And Scott Siegler's a really good author. His writing just, oh my god, it just pulls you in and it makes you want to read more. I'm so excited for Alone to come out. I need to know what's gonna happen next. Anyways, really good book series. If you haven't read it already, pick it up. The next book that I read in 2016 was Tin Star by Cecile Castellucci. I really enjoyed this. I haven't really read a lot of sci-fi, and I want to change that. I'm really hoping to read Ender's Game this year, and hopefully it happens, but hopefully it happens. I'm not gonna say maybe not. Hopefully it happens. I'm planning on doing it, and I want it to happen. So, this book was really good. I haven't read the second one yet. I don't know why, again. Like, it's not because I didn't like it. It's just I haven't done it. Sorry. The next book is Tandem by Anna Garzib. Sorry, I'm butchering all the author's names. I really enjoyed this book. It got really bad reviews on Goodreads, I think. I didn't read the reviews before I just read it, and then I looked on Goodreads, saw the reviews, and I was like, I don't understand why this book is getting really bad reviews. I really liked it. I haven't read the second book yet, and I'm about to tell you why. Because the third book, I think, was postponed. It doesn't have a release date. There's a, I don't know when it's coming out type thing, and I'm not okay with that. I've heard there's a really big cliffhanger at the end of the second book, and I'm just like, I can't deal with that. So I'm just gonna leave it at this until the third book comes out or whatever, because I just can't handle having there be a cliffhanger and then never knowing the ending. That just is terrible and terrifying to me. But this is a really good book. The way it ended was not super satisfying, so like I really want there to be a third book, but it's been so long that I've kind of made my peace with it. You know, I'm chewing my books. He was chewing on my babies. Don't do that, okay? The next book series that I read is Had them Out of Order. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Oh, and Hollow City. My bad. Oh my goodness. This is one of those book series, though, that I thought that I wasn't gonna like. It seemed like my type of book, but I picked it up and I started reading it. It just pulled me in. Like, I really enjoyed it, and the fact that, like, the pictures in it made it even better. I've never seen anyone do a book like this before, and it was just really original, and it was really cool to see someone do that. I don't know the whole history behind the book. Like, did he find the pictures and then create the story around the pictures? Regardless of what he did, it's amazing, and I'm so impressed. The next book series that I read in 2016, it's kind of a long one, kind of like a two-part series, so I'll hold them up in the two parts. The Selection by Kira Cass. I really enjoyed the first three books. I really, really loved them. The whole watching America, and I don't want to spoil anybody, so America and the person she falls in love with fall in love was really, really sweet, and I loved it. It made me cry a few times. All in all, I really, really love this series. It's such a good series, and so many feels. You feel me? I think you do. I also read the novellas for The Selection. They're the same. These are in this one, so it's kind of just this. I really, really enjoyed them. I don't really know what else to say about them. They were just really good. Each and every story in them was very, very, very good. I really enjoyed seeing it from the Queen's perspective back when she was in her selection. That was a really, really cool touch. I'm not a big novella reader, honestly. I don't know why. I just tend to not read them. I haven't read the novellas for Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I don't know why. I just tend not to pick them up. I don't know. Don't judge me, okay? After that, I read The Heir by Kira Cass and The Crown by Kira Cass. I still liked Edelyn. I just didn't like them as much as the other ones. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I just, I loved the fact that she was their daughter, but, After that, I read The Neverland Wars by Audrey Greathouse, and this book was so good. I think I read it in a day. It made me feel like a kid again. As a child, I loved Peter Pan and the world. I loved Neverland, and I loved everything about it, how magical it was. I loved the idea of being able to escape to somewhere else. Not that my life was bad at all, it just was a cool idea. And to imagine being whisked away to a magical world made of children and just fun. This book made me remember that, and it was just really cool to read it, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm really, really excited for the next one. The next one's coming out soon, I think. I'm very, very excited for it. After that, I read Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I want to read this book again, because when I read this, I listened to the audiobook for the most part. I don't think I got all of the story out of it, because a lot of people love this book, and to me, it was like, So I want to reread it because I don't think I got the full effect of the book the first time. So I want to reread it and get the full effect and then give my opinion, because I don't think my opinion is correct. Because if so many people like it, there's no way that I can't like it, because I'm generally not very hard on books. I generally am very forgiving of books. I can't even pinpoint what I didn't like about it. The next book that I read last year was The Cage by Megan Shepherd, and this book was really good. When I picked this up in Barnes & Noble, I was browsing, I just was like, oh, that looks cool, and then I read that back, and I was like, oh my gosh! Like, then I picked it up, and I was like, wow, it took a weird turn that I wasn't expecting. That made it more interesting. I'm really excited to read the next one. It's a really great book. Pick it up if you haven't read it. The next book that I read is a book that I should have read a long time ago, but I didn't, and I finally read it, and it was phenomenal. The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. Wow! It was so good! I'm just in love with Ben. Like, nothing bad should ever happen to him. He's just my favorite character. I know that he doesn't end up with Cassie. I know. Okay, so don't burst my bubble down in the comments because I know, alright? I know. Let me dream while I still can because I'm gonna read Infinite Sea soon, and I know that they're gonna have some shippy moments, and I'm gonna enjoy them while I can because I know it won't last, okay? But anyway, this book was so good. I can't believe it took me so long to read. I think I was just intimidated by how long it is, but I'm so glad that I picked it up because, wow, it was so good. The next book that I read it really quickly so that I could watch the movie. Unfortunately, I did like the movie better than the book. I still liked the book, though. The book is Nerve by Jeanne Ryan. I really liked it. I really did. I think the movie was just a little bit better. It was more action-packed, I think. The book was very good until it was the ending that was a little bit sketchy where they were all stuck in that room. It was still good, like I was still like, whoa, but then at the same time, I wasn't at the edge of my seat, you know what I mean? The next book that I picked up is Isle of the Lost by Melissa De La Cruz. I've been wanting to read this book for a very, very, very long time. It was more middle grade than I thought it was going to be. Still very, very good. I really enjoyed reading about the children of Disney's most iconic villains. The next book that I read is actually a contemporary book, and you don't really find me reading many of those. It is Fill-In Boyfriend by Cassie West. This is another book I read in a day. I was really surprised by it. It has kind of a double meaning. It really made me think about some things and reevaluate some things in my life. Was not expecting that from this book. Hats off to you, Cassie West. The next book that I read is Scorched by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is my very, very first Jennifer L. Armentrout book, and it was very good. What she can do with 131 pages is amazing. I've heard that she's a great writer, but wow. Oh. The next book that I read is actually a book that I got off of BookTube. It's not something I typically read. It is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Aniscalco. It's just so phenomenal. You think you know where this book is going, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, what? The way it's done, the way it's written, it's just so beautiful and so amazing, and it makes you feel so many different things. I have nothing but good things to say about this. I wanted to cry when I was done with it, and not because of the ending, because it ended in general. I wanted it to keep going forever. The next book series that I read in 2016 took up the last month, I think, of 2016. It's got 11 books in it. I'm only on book 9. It's actually an adult book series. It's the first adult book series I've ever read. I actually really liked it. It's really cool. I'm gonna hold them up 3 at a time because it's just that big of a series and there's no way I can hold them all at the same time. The first one is First Grave on the Right by Dariana Jones. Second Grave on the Left. Third Grave Dead Ahead. Fourth Grave Beneath My Feet. The Fifth Grave Past the Light. The Sixth Grave On the Edge. Seventh Grave and No Body. The Eighth Grave After Dark. The Ninth Grave. No. The Dirt on the Ninth Grave. I'm sorry. I'm about halfway through the 10th book, and the 11th book just came out last month. I'm almost done with the series and I want to cry, but at the same time I feel so accomplished because that was such a commitment I didn't know I was getting myself into because I bought the 4th book first. Oops. The last book that I read in 2016, Hamilton. If you guys are fans of the musical, please comment down below because it's just so beautiful and so amazing. And I got this book for my graduation. I think I cried. When I opened it, I think I legitimately cried. I think there were actual tears. I was that excited. I can't even summarize how much I love this. I can't. Well, that's my 2016 wrap up. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Bye! Bye!